Welcome to Yoga with Alex Bogart. My name is Alex Bogart, and I want to thank you for joining me for this chair yoga practice. Chair yoga is an awesome way to reap the benefits of yoga without having to get down onto the floor. Some styles of yoga that I teach, such as vinyasa yoga, there's a lot of up and down that happens. And if you struggle with arthritis or lower back issues, then sometimes that up and down can not feel so great on the body. So this practice is great for seniors. It's also really good for pregnant mamas who are not wanting to get down onto the floor during that towards the end or of the second trimester or the third trimester. It starts to get a little harder to get up and down. And so I want to encourage you to go ahead and grab your chair. And I just have a metal chair that I'm going to use. And I'm going to be sitting more towards the middle edge of the chair as we get started with planting our feet firmly onto the floor, making sure that your feet are about hip distance apart. And close your eyes and bringing your hands into your lap. We're going to start by elongating the spine. So bringing your awareness to the crown of the head and reaching the crown of the head up a little higher towards the ceiling as you melt your shoulders down. Now, throughout this practice, we are going to keep the core engaged as we're sitting up nice and straight, spreading your fingers nice and wide, feeling your palms onto your lap. And then reaching your shoulders up towards the ears, rolling them up, back, and down. Noticing your breath as you're breathing in. And open your mouth, let it go. And do that again. Breathing in through the nose. Inhale here. And let it go. And one more time. Inhale even deeper. And sigh it out. And now with closing your lips, breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing slowly here. As you settle your energy, keeping the awareness on your breath. Awareness on the rise and the fall of your chest. As we come into some gentle movement, slowly opening your eyes here. And spread your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and you're going to bring your hands onto your hips. We're going to do some gentle hip circles here. So leaning forward, your toes pressing into the floor, heels pressing down, and then going in any direction here, creating these hip circles. Keeping your breath deep and slow. And then pause where you are and reverse the direction. Now, the next time that you hinge forward, staying here on your inhale, slowly rising, stepping your feet back to hip distance apart, planting your hands onto your lap. We're going to come into some seated cat and cow. So on your inhale, begin to puff your chest forward. Your fingertips are going to slide up towards your hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and sending your gaze high to the ceiling if that feels good on the upper back. Breathing here into the shoulder blades. Now, On your next exhale, we're coming into cat pose. Begin to round into the spine. Your fingertips are going to trace up towards your knees. And then spreading your shoulder blades wide, your chin falls towards the chest. Feeling that stretch here into the upper back, breathing here. Now on your next inhale, into cow, fingertips graze up towards the hips. Shine your heart forward, look high. And exhale to cat, rounding into your back, chin to chest. Now do this at your own pace with your breath. So each inhale, shine your heart forward to cow pose. And each exhale, slowly rounding into the spine to cat. Just noticing the sensations of the spine as you go between cat and cow. If one pose feels better than the other, then stay in that pose for a little longer. I usually like to just flow between poses, but sometimes there's one pose that feels just a little bit better. And so maybe you hang out in a cat or cow for a few breaths. Next time that you rise into your cow pose, keeping your head falling back towards the back. And on your inhale, coming back into this neutral spine. Reaching your arms out to this letter T. You're going to take your right arm under the left arm into eagle arms. You can grab your shoulders here and your elbows. You're going to try to stack your elbows one on the other. It's okay if you're really tight in the shoulders. You may not be able to grab the shoulders. Maybe you just grab at the triceps here. You still want to keep your elbows elevated so they're in line with the shoulders. Now, if you have your hands on your shoulders, maybe you want to go further, you can bring the backs of the hands to touch here. If you want to go even further, maybe you double wrap and the palms can touch. Either way, your elbows in line with the shoulders here. I'm going to keep my hands on my shoulders. So with your eyes closed here, feeling that stretch into that left shoulder. And on your inhale, lift your elbows a little higher than your shoulders. Exhale, rounding into your spine. Imagine you're trying to bring your elbows towards the belly button. Now, inhale, slowly reach those elbows high, send your gaze up. Exhale to round. And do that one more time. Inhale, you rise. Exhale to round. And inhale to rise. Releasing your hands down into your lap. You're going to twist to your right. Bring your right hand to the back of that chair. Your left hand comes onto that right knee. Now your knees are going to stay pointing forward. You're going to inhale, reach the crown of the head up high towards the ceiling. And then exhale, twist a little bit deeper from your rib cage. If it feels good, you can send your gaze over towards that right shoulder. Breathe deep and slow. Then slowly coming back to center here. Inhale here. And exhale, twist to the left. Bring that left hand to the back of the chair. Right hand onto that left leg. Now inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist deeper. Your gaze can go to that left shoulder. Breathing into the spine. Now inhale, come back to center. And then reach those arms out. We're going to do eagle arms on the other side. Take your left arm under the right option. Remember, you can grab the triceps, the shoulders, the backs of the hands can touch, or double wrap for palms to touch. I'm just going to hold on to the shoulders for today. Your elbows are lifted. They're in line with the shoulders here. Close your eyes, feeling that stretch now into your right shoulder. Just using your breath here to relax the body a little bit more. So you want to deepen your breath. On your next exhale, rounding into your spine, elbow towards the belly button. Inhale to rise, elbows high. Exhale to round. 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. 1 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. And slowly releasing here, bringing those hands back into your lap and step your feet back wider than hip distance apart. You can turn your toes out here. Now I'm going to keep my hands onto my thighs. You can turn your fingers in so they're closer towards that hip crease. And we're going to point and flex the feet. So beginning to lift the right heel, pointing the toes down towards the floor. Feeling that stretch here into the ankle, the bottom of the foot, and into the calf muscle. Sitting up tall, relax your shoulders down. And then dropping that right heel, lifting the left heel off of the mat, your big toe pressing into the floor. You're still sitting up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed down. Breathing here, and then slowly lower that heel. Now we're going to do both, lifting both of the heels off of the floor, almost like you have ballerina toes here. Breathing into the bottom of that foot, into the calf muscles. And then slowly releasing it down. You're going to keep that right foot pointing out. Turn it a little bit more so it's pointing towards the wall. And you're going to extend this left leg long as we come into our warrior two pose. Take your arms out into this letter T. Now you want to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then look towards that right middle finger. Now, notice the arms here. You want them to have length. So length into the arms, no bend into the elbows. Spread those fingers nice and wide. And be mindful of your toes here, pressing your toes evenly into the floor. So we're still sitting tall, shoulders relaxed, engaging your core. Now inhale here. On your exhale, bring your left hand down to your left leg as you reach your right arm up and over for a peaceful warrior. Your right palm is going to face down towards the floor. You're going to keep that right arm nice and straight here, trying not to bend into the elbow. Finding this length into the right side of the body. We're going to do 2 deep breaths here. So inhale. Exhale. And 1 more inhale. And let go. On your inhale, slowly coming back into your warrior two. We're going to do that 1 more time. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling back to your warrior two, still looking at that right middle finger. Now you're going to bend into this right elbow. We're going to come into a extended side angle. You're going to rest that right arm onto that right leg, taking this left arm up and over, nice and straight in line with the left cheek here. And you're still pressing the left baby toe into the floor. We're externally rotating this right hip, finding this length into the left side of the body. Inhale here. And exhale. On your next inhaling, come back to your warrior two. Look to that right middle finger. Exhale, extended side angle. 1 more time. Now inhale to your warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Left hand to the left leg. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful. One more time. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended. Inhale to warrior two. And exhale to peaceful. Now inhale, warrior two. Bringing your hands to your heart space. Walk your feet back to hip distance apart. Sitting up tall, close your eyes and take your thumbs and press them in towards your chest, right at heart center. You're going to do 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale in. Let it go. And one more inhale. And let it go. Opening your eyes, release your hands down into your lap. We're going to do warrior two on the other side. So you're going to extend that right leg long. So your right toes are pointing towards the wall in front of you. Now you're going to take your left foot and you're going to turn that foot out to the side. So it's pointing towards the wall to your left or more towards the corner of the room. And you're going to sit up nice and tall here, your shoulders rolling them up, back and down, and your hips are going to be square forward. Now, inhale, reach your arms out long like a letter T. Spread those fingers wide and send your gaze over to that left middle finger. You're in a warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Now, as you're in this warrior two, again, we're going to find this length here into the arms. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So the crown of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. You're going to keep your core engaged by drawing that belly button in. That's going to help you with your balance. Inhale here. And exhale, peaceful warrior. Bring your right hand down to that right leg. Your left arm reaches up and over. Keep the left shoulder relaxed down away from the ear. And your left palm is facing down towards the floor. Breathing into that left side body. Now on your inhale, rising back to warrior two, we're going to flow side to side with this pose. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to peaceful. Inhale to warrior two. Now from here into extended side angle, bend into that left elbow, resting that left arm down onto your left leg. The palm is facing up towards the ceiling. And then from here, you're going to extend that right arm up and over. It's going to be a nice straight right arm right by the right cheek. Your palm is facing down towards the floor. Fingers are spread wide. And that right foot, you're pressing the baby toe evenly into the floor. You can send your gaze up to that right elbow if that feels good on the neck, or you can keep your gaze down or forward. So we're reaching this right arm away from the right foot. Find this length into the right side of the body as you keep your shoulders relaxed. Inhale here. Exhale. On your inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, extended. 2 more times. Inhale to warrior. Exhale, extended. 1 more. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, extended. Now we're going to join them all together. Inhale to warrior. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale to warrior. Exhale, extended. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, extended. One more time. Inhale to warrior. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, extended. Inhale, warrior. And then bringing your hands to your heart space, walking your feet back hip distance apart. Now I'm going to sit towards the middle of the chair here. And I have a blanket by my side. So if you have a blanket, that's great. It's not necessary. We're going to come into some hip opening stretches here. The blanket can be good as you're hinging forward in the stretch to rest the blanket in between your torso and the tops of your legs, or to rest your head on. But again, it's not necessary. So we can take this right ankle onto the left thigh, and I'm going to grab this blanket here. So as I bring my right ankle onto the left thigh, I'm going to lay this blanket right on top of that right leg. And I'm going to rest my arms on top of the blanket. So keep your right foot flexed here. And you're going to melt that right knee down a little bit more towards the floor. If you do begin to feel any pinching or pulling in your hips, and if it doesn't feel good on the knees, you can always drop this foot down and walk your feet wider than hip distance apart. And so I'm going to start here and show you this variation first with this figure 4 shape. We're going to sit tall, and then you're going to begin to hinge forward with a nice straight back, feeling the stretch here into your right hip. Now, like I said, if this does not feel good on your right knee, if you have very sensitive knees, you can drop the foot down to the floor, walk your feet back a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and you're sit tall and begin to hinge forward. You're going to find more of a lower back stretch here. And maybe your hands plant down onto the floor. Allow your head to be heavy. Or maybe you rest the arms onto the legs, sending your gaze between the legs of the chair. I'm going to come back into this figure 4 shape. Now, whichever pose you chose, just resting into this pose, breathing deep. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Two more deep breaths. And one more. And your inhale, slowly rising here. And we're going to come to the other side. So if you had your legs wide, you're just going to fold one more time. If you come into figure 4 with me, we're going to take that left ankle onto the right thigh. Now, one side may be tighter than the other, and that is the case with me. My left hip, if you've seen other videos with me, you know that sometimes I have to modify hip opening poses on my left side compared to my right, because my left hip's really, really tight all the time. Now, sitting up nice and tall, whether you're in figure 4 or wide-legged, we're going to come into a forward fold. So inhale, sit tall. Exhale, rounding forward. Relaxing your shoulders, bringing the chin towards the chest, breathing here into your left hip if you're in figure 4, or into your lower back if you're in wide-legged fold. 2 more deep breaths. And one more. Now on your inhale, slowly coming to rise here, bringing that left foot down onto the floor if you're in figure 4. And we're going to all have our feet wide And windshield wiper those knees side to side, just releasing some of the tension out of the hips. And from here, we're going to sit towards the middle or edge of the chair. Sit tall, inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus, squeeze your shoulder blades together, gaze high. One more time, inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus. Into a side stretch. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, drop your left hand down towards the seat of the chair as you lean to your left. Right arm goes up and over, gazing towards that right elbow. On your inhale, reach both hands high. Exhale, dropping your right hand down, lean to the right, left arm up and over. Inhale, reaching high, and exhaling your hands through heart center into prayer hands. And from here, bringing your hands into your lap, sit tall. So we come into a pranayama breath. With your lips closed, breathing deeply into the nose, dragging the air across the back of your throat, almost like you're fogging up a mirror. And exhaling from the nose, constricting the throat again, like you're fogging a mirror. Your Ujjayi breath. Creating the sounds of the ocean waves within your head. Using this breath to relax your mind and body. 3 more rounds of the Ujjayi breath. We begin to come into your final pose, Shavasana. A couple of options here for Shavasana. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see me to the side. So for Shavasana, maybe you sit more towards the back of the chair, having the middle of your back resting onto the chair, but still not slouching into the upper back and definitely not leaning back here. Nice straight spine. Your hands can be in your lap. Another option is if you have that blanket with you, you can take it and you can roll it up into almost like a tube shape. And then once you get that rolled into a tube shape, you can bring it behind your neck. Got to unwind it just a little bit more here. There we go. So making sure it's long enough. The first time mine was not long enough. So you can have it rolled up almost like a tube. And then you can bring it around the back of your neck like a scarf. You know how you start with wrapping around the back of the neck? But instead of like a scarf throwing one side over the other, we're going to take either side and bring it under the arms so our arms can rest over top of the blanket. And you sit tall, and this can be to help support the neck, so you can lean your head back a little bit. That's a more restful pose. Now there is a third option for your Shavasana. If you are comfortable with getting on the floor for what I call legs up the chair, it's a variation of legs up the wall, a pose that you will see often in a yin or a restorative class. So if getting to the floor is comfortable for you, you can use that blanket under your head as a pillow and get closer to the chair and bring your legs into that chair. Making sure that your knees are stacked over the hips. As you come down, just allowing your feet to just fall to the sides, arms by your side. Now, whatever pose you find the most comfortable for your body, beginning to settle here. Relaxing your head, your jaw, Removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relax the fingers and toes. To settle here in your Shavasana. Beginning to bring small movements to those fingers and toes. And come into a full body stretch. If you have a blanket around your head, you can remove that. You're in your seat, just sitting up tall with your hands in your lap, keeping your eyes closed. If you're on your back, maybe you roll over onto either side and gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale in. Let it go. And one more inhale. And exhale. Slowly opening your eyes. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this chair yoga sequence. I hope that I get to move and breathe with you again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Yoga with Alex Bogart and comment below what you think. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.